Hey everyone, it's Anton and welcome back. As you probably know by now, Adobe Flash Player is no more. A while back, Adobe announced they would be discontinuing the plugin, so I thought this was probably the best time to take a look at the top 10 Super Mario Flash games. So before we begin, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see future videos on the channel, and let's get started. Super Mario Defense is a Flash game inspired by the Bloons Tower Defense series. In the opening cutscene, Bowser creates a duplicator machine to try and take over the Mushroom Kingdom. So after Luigi tries to eliminate Mario but ends up cloning him, the war begins between Mario and Bowser. But your goal is to defeat Mario and Luigi and not Bowser, which is a definitely interesting twist on a Super Mario game. With your coins, you buy various enemies and objects to try and eliminate Mario and Luigi. You can upgrade them by also spending coins. This game doesn't give you that many coins to work with, so you do have to be very strategic. I was doing quite poorly at the beginning, but then I realized I had to upgrade everything more instead of placing enemies. Since each wave gets stronger, you do have to be very quick with your actions. This game is also very challenging. Nothing frustrating apart from the accidental placements of objects, but you do need to attempt each level a few times in order to get the hang of it. The game has 20 levels to choose from, as well as a free play mode that you can customize. There are also many options to choose from, and the game does save also. The instructions are very easy to follow, and the menu design is very polished with nice animations and transitions. The art style is based off of Super Mario World, and it looks pretty good. Overall, a great Flash game and one that I recommend trying out if you're a fan of the Bloons Tower Defense series. What happens when you combine Super Mario Bros. And Tetris? Well, you get Tetris 99 with the Super Mario theme, and you also get Tuber Tros. I'm really bad at saying that. This game is such a clever idea. You can switch between both Tetris and Super Mario game modes with the press of a button. What you need to do as the player is use the Tetromino to try to build a course to help Mario finish it. The course does have some blocks in it, but you can use those in combination with the ones that you place yourself. Once you reach the flagpole, you'll be able to even score more points in the minigame, which requires you to build the castle at the end, which is honestly a really cool idea and works surprisingly well. From here, you can replay the course again and again to try and get a better score. There might not be that much to this game in terms of content, but it sure does make up for it by being a unique and creative experience. And that's why it gets the 9th spot on the list. Next up, we have the Super Mario Flash series. I have decided to combine them all into one entry on this list due to them being pretty similar. Super Mario Flash paved the way for many other Flash games to follow, so it's very important. It is a port of Super Mario Bros. From Super Mario All-Stars. Apart from some odd physics and controls that are very typical in Flash games, this game plays as you should expect. But the main reason why this game is so beloved, and is on this list, is because of the level editor that allows users to create their own levels, and even send them to other players by giving them a level document code. This was at a time before accessible tools like Mario Maker existed, so this is very ahead of its time. There are two other games in this series, being Super Mario Flash 2 and 3. Super Mario Flash 2 is pretty much like its predecessor, but instead being based on Super Mario World, with Yoshi, slopes, and many other mechanics being ported from Super Mario World into the game. The levels are also very well designed and being based off ones found in Super Mario World. This game also allows you to build your own levels once again from the previous game. This time around, there are more things to choose from, such as tiles and enemies, but there have been slight improvements also. And finally, as part of the series, we have the unofficial Super Mario Flash 3 that wasn't made by the original creator. Just like the title implies, this game is based off of Super Mario Bros. 3. It's mainly the assets that are based off of Super Mario Bros. 3 because the game is more or less a ROM hack of Super Mario Flash 2. The levels are probably the best in the series here and are very fun to play. And that's why the Super Mario Flash series gets the 8th spot on the list. Next, we have the Paper Mario World series, which consists of two games being Paper Mario World 1 and 2. These games aren't really sequels, instead they're just parts, so it's World 1 and World 2. These games are based off of Super Paper Mario and have a bunch of smaller levels for you to explore. There are puzzles, platforms, and enemies to overcome, and the physics feel really good, which help with platforming challenges. You have your hammer as well as the jump, so pretty much similar to the Thousand Year Door's sort of moveset. Even though the graphics haven't aged that well, the game still looks really nice with all vector-based sprites that look the best in Flash Player. You can even play the first game in mirror mode by entering the word mirror in the password system. And yeah, the game doesn't save, so you will need to remember or find the passwords online. The music is very high quality, and there are even original songs in Paper Mario World 2, which aren't the best but do sound like they could be found in a Paper Mario game. These games can also be downloaded, which will help for people who want to play the game. At the number 6 spot, we have Gangster Bros. This game takes 2D Mario to an entirely new level. In this game you play as Mario or Luigi, wielding the Zapper Gun to annihilate the entire Mushroom Kingdom and defeat the Duck Hunt dog, which has kidnapped Princess Peach. You then go through multiple levels that each have their own distinct themes, such as the sewer, city, and mountain. The art style is very strong here. I've seen a lot of games use an 8-bit style, but this one uses the early NES sprite style very well, and it's inspired by Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. Pretty much you just have to shoot the different enemies, and some of them are harder to avoid and some of them are pretty easy to destroy. You of course can move just like Super Mario Bros., but there are no question mark blocks, mushrooms, or anything like that to find here. So it's overall a pretty cool hybrid and definitely a great Super Mario Flash game that I recommend checking out. Next, at the 5th spot, we have the Super Mario Star Scramble series. There are a few games in total, which is why we're going to count them all as one game, since they're pretty much just parts instead of full-on sequels that really don't change much. The goal of the games is to collect all of the shine sprites, which, if all collected, will open a door allowing you to clear the level. This is a simple concept, but there are many ideas that make the levels more interesting. For one is the P buttons and P blocks. This makes it so you need to press the correct P button in order to remove certain P blocks. There are platforming areas, enemies, and question blocks to hit. Each level is pretty small, which is a cool change that makes this game more unique and set apart from a lot of the other Mario fan games out there. The art style of these games look really nice, and in fact these games have aged quite well. They're more pixelated, which very much is in line with a lot of the other indie games that we see today. Even if they're very simple in concept, these games are very fun, the physics are good, and I recommend checking them out. If you've played a lot of Super Mario Flash games back in the day, you may remember a Koopas Revenge. This is a popular Flash game that many enjoyed. It sadly didn't quite make the list, but its sequel, A Koopas Revenge 2, rightfully earned the 4th spot. This game is a huge step up from its predecessor. In the game, you can choose from 3 Mario enemies, and just like the first game, try to defeat Mario and destroy the many different enemies. And since the tables have turned once again, you have to destroy the Toads and other Mushroom Kingdom civilians. This game is much more refined than its predecessor, with better controls, physics, and level design. The art style, quality music, and sound effects also add to the experience too. I especially like the new mechanics and power-ups. They're all very creative and add a lot of really interesting mechanics to the game. And the bosses are very creative and unique that it puts new Super Mario Bros. U to shame. The scope of the game is much larger too, with a lot of levels and different themes. Overall a fantastic sequel, and a Flash game that I would recommend checking out. Mario & Luigi Warriant is an original Mario & Luigi RPG created in Adobe Flash, and let me just say this, it's very impressive. Sure, it's just a demo and was ultimately abandoned, but it's at a decent length and is really fun to play. The plot of the game is that Merly, from Paper Mario, reads a star that says the entire world could end anytime soon. After Princess Peach receives a letter from Merly about the situation, she calls an assembly. You also get to play as Mario and Luigi heading to the assembly. During the assembly, Merly discusses a legendary artifact called the Trick Hat, and how if it falls into the wrong hands, could be very devastating. After that we see that Wario and Waluigi are eavesdropping on the assembly, and after that we actually get to play as them. This is something I'm really surprised hasn't been the main concept of a Mario and Luigi title. It just works so well, having you keep up with Mario and Luigi as well as Wario and Waluigi and see their different parts of the story is really cool. And pair that with the unique moves that Waluigi and Wario both have and you have something really special. The gameplay in this game is fantastic. Sure, it's not perfect, but the physics feel really good with jumping, the animations are very good, even if they're a little bit weird sometimes and not perfect. The art style of this game is alright, it just doesn't have that much consistency. It has Paper Mario, Mario and Luigi, and other random graphics that don't really fit. I guess it gets the job done, but I would have loved to see a more consistent art style, because sometimes it just doesn't look very good. Again, this game is just a prologue demo, so there isn't that much substance to it, but for what's here, it's really cool and something that I would recommend checking out. And that's why it gets the 3rd spot on the list. Super Mario Crossover is the result when combining multiple popular NES games together. This game is so polished that it honestly looks like an official product. You can choose from multiple characters with alternate costumes, and then play in different Mario levels. You can also change the level textures, which is really cool also. And there are different Mario styles, and as well as 16-bit art styles that you can also choose from as well. The physics in this game feel subpar, and the different characters control brilliantly. You can play as Link, Samus, Simon, Mega Man, and many others. Link has his sword, Simon has his whip, and Mega Man has his gun. The music also changes depending on what character you have selected, and the specific area that you are in, for example underground or castle, which is pretty cool. There are a lot of options in this game that allow you to customize a lot of aspects, such as weapons, mode, and difficulties. The game has also had a few updates over the years, which is nice to see, as many Flash games don't get updates. And that's why Super Mario Crossover gets the 2nd spot on this list. If you're a big fan of Flash games, you probably saw this one coming. Super Mario 63 is the most impressive and ambitious Mario Flash game ever made, and even one of the best Flash games ever made in general. This game is sort of like a 2D reimagining of Super Mario 64, but combined with references from other Mario games such as Mario Sunshine and Yoshi's Island. For example, you're collecting shine sprites instead of stars. The goal of the game is to defeat Bowser and save Princess Peach, as usual. There are many levels, secrets, and areas to explore in this game. The physics are excellent, and there are many moves that you can do that are similar to the new Super Mario Bros. Series, such as the triple jump. This game has Flood, which is really cool as it works surprisingly well in a 2D space. You can use it to maneuver over long gaps and even get a bit of a boost. Apart from the power-ups that are based off of Super Mario 64, you've also got the different nozzles for Flood, which give you different abilities that you would find in Super Mario Sunshine. There are multiple collectibles to find, bosses to fight, and much more. The art style combines many different Mario assets together, but they all fit together really well, and there are many new assets that fit with the art style very well. Most of the music is taken from Super Mario 64, and there are also remixes too. Luigi is also unlockable as a playable character, and the game has a level designer that allows users to create their own levels and share them. And the level designer is very robust and allows you to do a lot of cool things, and again, way ahead of its time. The menu design and presentation is phenomenal, especially for a Flash game from the late 2000s. There's honestly so much to talk about with this game that words can't describe how fun and impressive it is. And that's why Super Mario 63 gets 1st place on the list. Now if you're interested with trying any of these games out, especially now in 2021, I recommend downloading Ruffle, an open source Adobe Flash emulator written in Rust. This is a project that aims to put Flash back where it belongs. Not all games and websites are supported as of right now, but hopefully as it continues to improve, more games will be supported. I'll leave a link down in the description if you would like to check it out. Anyways, that's about it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy it, and of course if you did, make sure to leave a like, and if you're new, make sure to hit the subscribe button to see future videos on the channel. Have you played any of these games before? Well, let me know, and I will see you all in the next one.